Chapter 63 Married. We walked down the red carpet. It looked brand new, or at least never used. On each side was paintings of the park in different areas of the park, and of course of the mascots and Harolds. We get to the gold door on the other side of the walkway. Again, Harolds unlocked the door by scanning it with his eyes as it clicked. I opened the door. On the other side, a man was waiting. He was well-proportioned, brown-haired, probably in his late 20s, perhaps a little older, but well-kept, wearing a black shirt and a perfectly clean white suit, wearing a very strong cologne. "Hello, Mr. Harolds, Miss Vida. I am here to help with the continuation tour here in the underground agricultural zone. Don't be so formal, Henry. I want you to meet Henry, my son." The man took my hand and kissed it gently, then held my hand between his. "Vida, it is so good to finally meet you. I, as my father has said, my name is Henry, and I am going to with you for the rest of your tour. So shall we begin?" I looked into his blue eyes. They seemed kind, and yet somehow clouded. Perhaps it's the water in him. He let go of my hands and took the lead. Walking a brisk walk. It was dark down lower. Then I heard a loud thump above my head like something hitting metal. I looked up to see hundreds of metal chutes that all led deeper into the room, to a square box with a top that the lid was going up and down with a crushing-like pound that groaned a metal groan each time it returned to its previous placement, with ever new bump that entered. Along the wall was doors with clouded glass. Each room door had an animal drawing upon each one. Henry pointed up, yelling over the sounds of metal as we grew nearer to it. "Here, put this on." He handed me a white hard hat. He put one on as well. As you can see up there is what I call the crusher. It takes all the dead and dying and any leftovers that come down the chutes, pressurized by water, basically flushing the system into the it. It does 1,000 crushes an hour on any regular day. It is also magnetized to collect any metals that may have been missed by staff. Then, from there, everything goes down the tube into what you could call a giant blender. If you care about the motor, it's 1,250 horsepower that turns the blades. The RPMs on this baby is crazy. Everything comes out smooth as silk, but we still strain it for extra precaution, of course. Don't want no one choking on a collarbone, do we? How would that make the Harolds look as a family name? And what about those doors? "You mean the ones over there," he pointed. "Why, those are the sorting rooms. Those who are not injured or dead get to stay on in the parks as staff or entertainers. They are fully tested and put in a position that they will be best suited for, and we give them all free training and room and board, of course, not to mention food and 10% off merchandise, except children, of course. It can take longer to train them. Many end up not sufficient for working till they are older. So we put them in a school system here. They get fed and bathed and taught until the age of 10 or so, when they can start a practice job, usually in the sewing department, for the creations of Harolds' toy line for prizes here in the park. So it is rare one will be chosen for a job immediately. For instance, your brother was chosen all those years ago because of his looks, of childhood purity, and his capability of listening, so he was one chosen for a specific job. But you stole him, didn't you, from the company? But that was so many years ago. We hold no hard feelings about it, but it rather distressed Father when it happened back then. "Yeah, sorry about that, being my brother in all I'm sure you understand. Yes, well, it did cause quite a ruckus around here. I was 10 at the time, and remember the calamities it caused. But as I said, all in the past. Now, as I was saying, once the meat is in perfected form, we send it through to the kitchen, to be prepared for all the diners." I looked at the machine, walking closer to it, looking up to the pounding above my head. I almost lost my balance from looking so far up. Henry caught me from behind. "Careful. Now we can have you getting hurt. Now can we?" "Why do you really care if I got hurt? I mean, wouldn't it be better for you and your father if I'm out of the way? Now what type of nonsense is that? We promised that you wouldn't get hurt till the tour is over and you meet Father. We Harolds have a reputation after all." I huffed. "So do you have any other questions?" "The chutes, I assume they come from rides?" "Yes, of course, and some also come from trash cans." We Harolds pride ourselves on staying green as possible. Much of this is run by solar panels up top on the roofs. You and your father seem to have thought of everything to keep this place running. You said you were 10, I was 13, so that would make you 20. My birthday is next month, so soon to be 21. Oh, and you must meet the missus. He smiled. You're married?